Hello, welcome. If you could let me know if you can hear me and everything in the chat or by doing the little heart button, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, Mary. All right, welcome. My name is Tina and welcome to Friday Flow. We are going to go through some poses today. We'll start with some breath work and warm up and allow ourselves some time for movement and then some time for stillness. And I am very grateful to have all of you here. And thank you to Chrissy. I'm not sure if she's here today, but her donations made this session possible. Today is the only day that I am not teaching live somewhere, so I'm grateful to be able to share a yoga practice with you today. So as we get started, go ahead and make yourself comfortable in a comfortable seat on your mat. One leg in front of the other, coming down on your sit bones. Starting to dial in here, arriving on your mat. Maybe even closing your eyes or have a gentle gaze down towards your cheeks. Taking this moment to scan your body. Starting from the crown of your head, scanning down through your face, your neck, shoulders, all the way down your arms, your chest, belly, down through your seat and your legs, all the way down to your feet. Notice how you're feeling today. Notice how your body is feeling today. Not holding on to that thought or analyzing it, just allowing it and letting it be. Maybe let those thoughts come in and out of your awareness as if they're bubbles floating through the summer sky. Bring your awareness here to everything that's touching the earth. Feeling yourself being supported by the earth and feeling yourself grounded right here in this moment. Being present right here for your yoga practice. Nothing else to do for the next 50 minutes. Except concentrate on this yoga practice. Starting with your yoga breath here, a 3-part breath. As you inhale, bringing that air all the way down to your belly, so your belly expands, your ribs start to open, your chest may raise. And as you exhale, feel your belly coming in, your ribs stitching together, your chest relaxing. Continue this breath, inhaling, filling up your belly with air, ribs expanding, chest rising, and then emptying that air from your belly, ribs, and chest. Continue that breath. Maybe starting to notice the length of the breath, trying to even it out. Even inhales and exhales, starting to bring you into balance. As you continue with this breath, pay special attention to how it's creating space in your body. especially around your whole core, that main part of your body, and around your heart space. As you're breathing in, creating all that space. And as you go throughout your yoga practice today, I can offer the intention of bringing your awareness to your heartfelt gratitude for yourself, for others, for what your body does, for the opportunity to experience life. You can leave your eyes closed here or flutter them open. On your next inhale, reach your arms out and up toward the sky. And as you exhale, release your right hand over toward your right hip, leaning over, keeping your sit bones on the ground. And then inhale, reaching up, shoulders come over your hips, both arms are up. Exhale, release your left hand over to your left side. And again, inhale, reaching up, creating all that space in your body. Exhale, leaning over. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left. One more time to each side. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, release to your right. Rolling that left shoulder back. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, release your arms down. On your next inhale, open up your arms. Roll your shoulders back. Your chest is nice and open here. And then as you exhale, give yourself a hug, one arm in front of the other, reaching for opposite shoulders, keeping your spine nice and lifted. And then allow yourself to twist from your hips area, turning to the side, center, other side, exploring that movement at your own pace. And then come to stillness and reach your arms open, roll your shoulders back, opening your chest. Place the other arm on top this time. And maybe twist to the other side. Giving yourself a nice hug of gratitude for starting your practice today. And then coming to stillness here. Taking your hands toward your knees, starting to make some circles again from your hips, shifting your shoulders over to the right front corner and then the center left as you round your back, coming back around to the back part of your body. Exploring this movement here, getting our body warmed up, getting ready for our flow. And as you're ready, rotate the other direction. And then come to stillness here. From here, open up your arms into cactus arms. So right angles with your elbows directly out from your shoulders, your palms reaching forward. We're going to rotate our shoulders. Rotate our shoulders down, our palms come behind us. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, rotating, bringing your hands back or palms reaching back. And one more time. and up. And then from here, I'm going to turn around so you can see what we're doing, making some angel wings. So you'll be reaching back with your left hand, bringing your knuckles behind your heart space, rolling your shoulders back, and then taking your right knuckles on top, if that's available to you. You can also reach for opposite elbows. But wherever you are, roll your shoulders back and release your elbows down toward the earth, creating space around your heart. One more breath here. And release. You can shake it out. Make your way onto your back here. Going to come into some bridge flows, so having your knees bent, feet flat on the ground, back on the ground. As we exhale, we're going to lift our hips up and reach our arms up behind us. And then as we inhale, we'll do that. And as we exhale, release our hips down and arms down. So inhale, reaching your hips just slightly up, arms back behind your head. Exhale, release your arms down, palms down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, down. One more here. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming down. I'd like you to bring your awareness to your lower back here. And we are going to do some core work. So I'd like us to tilt your pelvis so that your complete back and your complete spine is on the ground. Keeping that awareness there, take your legs at a right angle so your knee is right above your hip and your foot is coming straight out. Your ankle is in line with your knee. Your feet can be flexed or pointed. Actually, pointed would probably be better for this. Bringing your awareness back to your low back. Feel what that feels like. And we're going to start to bring one toe down to the earth, keeping that bend in the knee, and then raising it back up, feeling that in your core. Then the other knee or next toe comes down and back up. Maybe exhale as you reach that toe to the ground and then back up. Continue this 3 to 5 more rounds at your own pace, really concentrating on building up that heat inside your core, knowing that you can create this feeling inside your body. Going to do one more round here. And when you've completed your round, bring your knees in towards your chest, hugging behind your thighs or at the front of your shins. Maybe you rock side to side or in circles, both directions, finding what feels good for you. Feeling your body warming up. And we're going to do one more core exercise to really feel what our bodies feel like in that center powerhouse part of our body. Reaching your legs all the way up, your arms all the way up, bringing that complete spine to the ground, tilting your pelvis, maybe scooping it so your back is all the way on the ground. And this is dead bug, so we'll be lowering, let's say our left leg down and our right arm comes back. And then lift back up, really concentrating on your core, keeping your back down. Lower the other leg and other arm. And coming back up. Lower down, come back up, down, and do 2 to 4 more rounds of this, whatever feels good for you. And when you've completed them, again, bending your knees in towards your chest, rocking or staying still. And breathe. Maybe reach your arms out into a T here and bring your knees over to one side, looking over toward your opposite hand for a twist. And then bringing your knees back above your chest and lowering your knees over to the other side. Twist on the other side. And from here, roll over to that side where your knees are pointed and press yourself up and make your way onto your hands and knees. I like to have something underneath my knees to support them. Coming into your tabletop position. So hands are spread wide, wrists directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. On your inhales, your belly fills with air. Let your belly drop toward the earth. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your chest forward. Gaze up slightly. Exhale, rounding your spine. Coming into scared cat, creating space along your back. Inhale. Reach your belly down. Create space in your chest. Exhale, rounding your spine. Continuing that breath and movement, adding any kind of organic movement that your body is asking for. A few more rounds here. Continuing to breathe. And as you come to stillness, maybe coming into fishtail, bringing your right shoulder back towards your right hip, creating a little bit of C curve there. And then over to the other side. Finding all spaces that you can create as you stretch your spine in this direction. And then coming down, coming to stillness here, we're going to find a sphinx to stretch out our bellies so you can release down onto your forearms, elbows right underneath your shoulders, legs reaching back, hips down on the ground. Roll your shoulders back, bring your chest forward, and feel that stretch as your hips reach down to the ground. And breathe. Maybe adding some movement here if it feels good for your body, looking back towards your right hip and your left. Exploring the movement that you can be thankful your body can do today. And then as you're ready, coming to stillness, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, downward dog, curl your toes, raise your seat. You can have your knees slightly bent here so you can really press your chest back, letting your ears be in between your upper arms. Walk the dog by bending one knee and lowering the opposite heel to the earth, going back and forth with that walking, waking up your legs and knees, toes. And then come to stillness. You can allow your heels to reach down toward the earth. Raising your seat up toward the sky, still creating space in your chest. On your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, and as you exhale, forward fold. Coming to the front of your mat as you step your feet toward your hands. Keep your knees nice and bent here. Let your head hang. Belly and thigh can be touching, belly and thighs. And on your next inhale, raise your shoulders even with your hips. Press your hands into your shins or thighs, half lift. Gaze is directly down, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, bending your knees, forward fold. Inhale, reach all the way to standing. Reach your arms up. Shoulders over your hips. Fingertips come up. Bring your palms to touch. And as you exhale, bring your hands heart center. Bring your thumbs to your heart space here. Bringing your awareness to your heart. Being grateful for all that it does for you every moment of every day. Make your way to the front of your mat, mountain. Bring your hands down to your sides. Roll your shoulders down your back pockets, palms reaching to the front of your mat. Feet are parallel to the sides of the mat, toes and knees pointed forward. Sun salutations here. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale, tipping from your hips, forward fold. Half lift. Inhale, raise your shoulders even with your hips. Press your hands into your shins or thighs. Forward fold. Exhale, reaching your hands down. Step your feet to the back of the mat. Find your plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. And then exhale, lower your knees or leave them raised. Chaturanga, bending your elbows back towards your feet. And as you reach the earth, roll your shoulders back. Bring your hands forward for your Sphinx. One option for your back bend. From here, bring your hands under your shoulders. Hello. Curl your toes, raise your seat, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, and exhale as you step or hop your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. Exhale, hands heart center. Again, inhale, coming all the way up to extended mountain. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Half lift, inhale, gaze down to the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, feet go to the back of the mat. Plank. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, find your back bend. Roll your shoulders back. Maybe press your hands into the ground, finding cobra. Downward dog. Curl your toes, raise your seat. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, look to the front of your mat, and exhale as you step or hop your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing, reaching your fingertips up high. Exhale, hands heart center. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Forward fold, exhale. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Plant your hands, feet go to the back of your mat, plank. Shifting forward on the inhale, chaturanga on the exhale, lower down, back bend on the inhale. Up dog, cobra, or sphinx. Downward facing dog, curl your toes, raise your seat, downward dog. Take a few breaths here. Grateful for your movement. Grateful for stillness. Grateful for cats that are in the way of your practice. Okay. As you're ready, on your next inhale, look to the front of your mat, and as you exhale, step or hop your feet toward your hands, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your fingertips up high. And exhale, bring your hands heart center. Take a breath here. Bringing your thumbs to your heart space, noticing the difference of your heart. Thanks for the hearts. Noticing the difference of your hearts here, of this beating. From here, we're going to come into a new flow I've been working on. So we will be coming down onto our knees here in a minute. So you may want to have a blanket for your knees if you're on a hard surface. On your next inhale, reach your arms up. Forward fold. Exhale. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, plant your hands. Bring your feet to the back of the mat. Find a plank. Take a breath here. And then as you're ready, bring your knees down and bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Finding your tabletop here. Now from here, we're going to take our right leg out to the side. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, release, reach down over toward that leg. And then take your left arm and sweep it forward as your seat goes down. Both arms come up. Chest goes down, seat goes back towards your feet. And then as you inhale, place your left hand down, sweep that right arm up and open. And breathe. Then from here, we're going to take 3 big circles with this right arm. And then as you inhale next, bring your shoulders over your hips, both arms come up. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the earth, bring your knee back underneath, table. As you're ready, release your left leg out directly from your hip, and on an inhale, lift your shoulders up, fingertips reach to the sky. Exhale, release your left hand down your left leg. Inhale, sweep that right arm forward as your seat goes back, and then both arms come up as your seat goes back towards your feet, your chest goes forward. And then from here, release your right arm, right hand to your side, and sweep your left arm up, coming into a supported side stretch here. 3 big circles with your arm. And on your next inhale, shoulders over your hips, fingertips come up high, and exhale, bring your hands down, bring your knee back underneath your hip. Come to the side, and we'll do that one more time through both legs. From here, bring your right leg out to the side, out from your hip. Inhale, reach your arms up, shoulders over your hips. Exhale, release your right hand down towards your right leg. And as you exhale, sweep that left arm forward, bringing your hips back, chest comes forward into a fold, arms come back behind you. As you next inhale, raise your chest up, plant your left hand, and sweep the right arm next to your right ear. And 3 circles with that right arm. And on your next inhale, shoulders over your hips, both arms come up. Exhale, release your hands down, knee comes back underneath. Find your table. Bring your left leg out to the side. On an inhale, shoulders over your hips, fingertips come up. Exhale, release your left arm down your left leg. And then sweep that right arm over toward the left. And then bring your seat back, chest forward. Plant your right hand and sweep your left arm up next to your left ear. And breathe. 3 big circles with your left arm here from your shoulder. And on your next inhale, shoulders over your hips, fingertips come up high. Exhale, hands down. Knee comes back underneath your hip, finding your table. Come back into your child pose here or embryo. For embryo, your knees are closer together. Your seat goes back. Maybe you reach your knuckles down toward the ground behind you, and lowering your forehead either toward the earth or onto a block. Taking a few breaths here. Releasing air out of your mouth. If you're an embryo, feeling the space you're creating behind your heart. If you're in standard child's pose, with your knees extended to the sides of the mat, maybe feel the space that you're creating along your back. Grateful to have times of movement and times of stillness. From here, make your way back into your tabletop. Bring your knees back underneath your hips. Thighs are parallel. On your next inhale, reach your right arm up, open to the sky, and then thread the needle. Bring that right arm underneath your left armpit. Lower your right temple down to the ground and reach your left fingertips toward the front of your mat and breathe. Noticing where you're creating space behind your right shoulder, on the side of your body. From here, bring your left hand in towards your face, press into the ground, sweep that right arm up and open, and exhale, release your hand down, find your tabletop. On your next inhale, reach that left arm up, exhale, thread the needle on the other side, lower your left ear to the ground, reaching your right fingertips to the front of your mat, and breathe. Bringing your right hand in towards your face, press into the ground and open that left arm to the side, up toward the sky, and then find your tabletop again. Pigeon from here, bringing your right knee toward your right wrist, and then bringing your right foot over toward the left side of your mat, finding what works for you here. And then bring your left leg back, maybe looking back over your left shoulder to make sure that that leg is directly out, pointing right out from your hip. And find what works for you here. Maybe you need some support under your right hip. Maybe you need to bring the foot in closer to the midline of your body. your right foot. And once you find that, allow your chest to reach forward and down and find what works for you here for a few breaths. Actually, more than a few. Probably about 10 breaths here in your pigeon. So find where you can create space, but allowing for whatever space there is right now in your hips. Maybe your elbows are on blocks, or your forehead is on a block, or your forehead is on your fists, or you're down on the ground, whatever it is that works for you. And breathe. From wherever you are, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Maybe curl your back toes, left toes, raising your hips up and bring that leg back. You can come into a quick downward facing dog and lift that left leg up to three-legged dog and shake it out if that feels good. And then lower it back down. Come back down to your tabletop and then bring your left knee toward your left wrist. Right leg goes back, your left foot goes over toward the right side of your mat, finding your pigeon here. Looking back over your right shoulder, making sure that leg is going straight back, adding any support that you need for your hip to try to level yourself out, having level hips. And once you find that, seeing where your body would like to go as you go forward and down toward your mat. You can use your achievement blocks here to achieve the pose. Bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders, maybe curling your right toes. Find your downward dog. And three-legged downward dog, if that feels good, maybe shaking that leg out. And then release down. Take a downward dog here if that feels good for your body. And then lower your knees back down. Coming over onto your seat. Reaching your legs out while bending your left knee and bringing your left foot on the inside of your right thigh. Your right leg is extended out. Turn your chest toward that straightened leg. You can always have a slight bend in your knee. If there's any tension behind that knee, you can place a prop underneath it as well. And then as you exhale, forward fold here. Lift yourself up, pressing into the ground here. Turn your chest towards your bent knee, and then reach your right arm down on the inside of your leg, and then sweep your left arm up next to your left ear. Side bend here, keeping your chest nice and open, rolling that left shoulder back. And breathe. On your next inhale, coming back up, maybe bringing your right hand in closer to your body to help support you and come up. Also your core. Hands come down. Switch legs. Right foot on the inside of your left thigh, left leg reaching out. Turn your chest toward that left leg, and as you exhale, fold over your leg and breathe. On your next inhale, press yourself up. Turn your chest towards your bent knee, and then reach your left arm down your left leg. Sweep your right arm up next to your right ear, keeping your chest open, side stretch here. On your next inhale, bringing your shoulders up, coming back up here. Taking your back toward the mat, coming back into that bridge position. If you have a block handy, have it close to you. Coming into a standard bridge here, feet flat on the ground, knees pointed up toward the sky. And as you exhale, raise your hips up, keeping your knees tracking forward, thighs tracking closer together. Maybe creating a bind underneath your back as you create space in your front body, creating that arch. If you have a bind, maybe tucking that pinky finger in so you can make a more stable support underneath your body. And then as you're ready, release your bind if you have one and lower your hips back down to the ground. And sway your knees from side to side. From here, bend your knees in towards your chest. Maybe make some circles to massage your back. And circles in the other direction. Reach your arms out into a T, releasing your knees over to one side, and then over to the other side. And then coming back into your bridge prep here. From here, if you have a block and you would like to use it for a supported bridge, go ahead and place the block or pillow or whatever you have underneath your sacrum, the lower level should feel side. What would feel best for you for this pose? You can keep your feet down Sorry, my cat is eating my hair. Feet down, hands to the sides. Or you can reach your feet out if you want more of a front hip stretch. Or you can reach your feet up toward the sky, maybe having a gentle bend in your knees so you're not working your abs. Allowing your legs to be weightless here. If you don't have the prop, you can allow your legs just to reach up, or you can move over toward the wall and bring your legs up the wall by bringing your hip directly next to the wall and then taking your back to the ground as your feet go up the wall. Staying in this inversion or choosing to come out of it to go into a final Shavasana, deciding what your body would like. If you're coming into final Shavasana, reach your hips up, remove your block, and lower your hips down to the ground. You can shift your knees from side to side. Hug your knees, and then release down, finding your most comfortable position. And start to relax all of your joints. Relax your mind. Soften your body. And let go. bring your awareness back to your breath. Touch each fingertip to your thumb, noticing an increased awareness of a quiet mind. Gently rotate your wrists and your ankles, wiggle your fingers and toes, rock your head from side to side, bringing movement back into your body and bringing your mind back into this space with us together. As you're ready, bend your knees and curl up onto one side, using your lower arm as a pillow for a final moment of quiet and stillness. To thank yourself for making it to the mat today, for creating opportunities for heartfelt gratitude for yourself and for others, and to remember that time at rest is never wasted. As you're ready, press yourself up to a seated position. With your hands heart center, close out our 50-minute flow practice. It was truly an honor to guide you through this practice today. I hope you have a peaceful and powerful weekend. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. So glad that I could do this for you on a Friday. I will have, in just about an hour, I'm having a yin and restore practice on here. So I appreciate that. As some of you know, I add a class for each donation I receive. So thank you so much for all of your donations and hearts. Galina, thank you. Thank you for being here. If you ever have anything that you would like to see, or if there's a certain day that you would like, I'm trying to figure out my schedule for the rest of the summer. I am going to be traveling in a few weeks, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get on here. Thank you, Mary. Oh, Galina, thank you. Appreciate that so much. So I've been on here for a few months, but I feel like I'm still getting my footing and trying to work this into my live classes as well. And thank you so much. And thank you so much. I'll be adding a flow in your honor. I appreciate that. And so I'm trying to decide if the 50-minute, the longer classes are better. I kind of like longer classes because I tend to go a little bit slower than some classes. I want to really feel the poses, and I want to maybe have the participants have time to get into the poses. Thank you. Yes, I think at least 45 minutes is definitely. I actually used to have Friday 45-minute flow, and then there wasn't enough time for Shavasana the way I was doing it, so I added it to 50. And then Insight Timer has it where you can do, I think it's 30 minutes or an hour, so I just chose the hour, so I have some extra time to chit-chat. I don't think they cut me off if I go over, because I have gone over before, like when I would think I was going to do a half-hour class. It would end up being longer, and it didn't kick me off, and so I had that. But I do think the 45-minute flow or 50-minute flow is great, because I really like to get centered at the beginning. Like to guide people through centering and breathing, so you can arrive. You're not just jumping into the movements. And then there is the warming up of your body, starting to get into these poses. With yin, it's a little bit different. You come into those poses kind of cold, which is what it's supposed to do, and you really feel those stretches and explore the feelings of going into the stretches cold. So that's a little bit different. Yeah, for it does feel like more of a full practice with an hour. I was teaching at a gym, and they said, "Well, we just want a half an hour," and so I would incorporate, and a lot of things were taken out. I actually had I have a client. It's an office that comes together. Their boss was nice enough to have me come to them for yoga practice, and just like most people, they think, oh, I'm too busy to do the practice. And at the last week of the month, I always say, well, that's our restorative practice. Because in business, I know that the last week of the month, there's invoice and reconciliation or whatever, and it can be a stressful time. So I try to have the restorative practice. Oh, I came in, and they're like, well, we're just too busy, and could we just do a half an hour? I'm like, okay, well, we get maybe 2 poses, because my restorative poses are usually about 10 to 20 minutes. So, but although it wasn't really a full practice, I think even the half an hour that they had in that restorative practice felt good, and they left renewed. But I usually, on here, I do restorative for an hour. But I'm considering starting to do that as 75 minutes, as that's how I do restorative in my live classes. So, if anybody has opinions about that, come to the restore classes and see the yin and restore that I'll be having in about an hour. I do restorative. Like I said, Mary, I'm trying to decide when. You can always follow my schedule. Like, I'm doing a yin and restore, so it's half yin and half restore. I don't think I have a restorative on the schedule right now. I have been doing them sometimes on Tuesdays. So there may be a Tuesday one that's already on the schedule. Maybe I can look at my schedule. That's the hard thing about teaching in so many places. It's like I have to look at what I'm doing each day. Like, where am I supposed to be today? It doesn't look like I have it scheduled right now, but usually on Tuesday mornings I've been adding one. So if you can do it Tuesday morning, Mary, let me know, and I'll add it in there. Let me know what time and what time zone you are in. And yeah, I love restorative practice. When I'm not teaching it at a studio I work at, they have it on Sundays. I go to restorative practice whenever I can. Here in my town, since I'm not teaching live today. Live in person. I'm teaching live here, but but not having to leave and go to a studio. I am still going to one of my home studios and taking a practice. Evening is good for restorative. It's a little bit. It is a little bit more difficult, but because, well, my husband's home sometimes, but actually on Tuesdays he has his band practice, so I might be able to do that on the evening. I've actually been thinking that since he's got his band practice on Tuesday, and it's out of the house, because when he's here, he's practicing you know, hard rock guitar and you can hear it through the wall. So that's not really conducive to relax. I mean, it can be relaxing, but through the wall it just kind of sounds like noise and you can't hear everything because he's just practicing the one part. All right, I will definitely consider it. Well, we're writing, like I said, I do go over and they haven't kicked me out, but I want to be respectful of everybody's time. I've been on here an hour and I have to recharge my laptop so I can do the next class in an hour. So hopefully I will see you again. Thank you so much for your donations. I appreciate it so much. And your hearts, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, I have to go up there to turn it off. Boop, boop. All right, have a good one. Bye.